So I just finished watching a video. It's a documentary that Madonna made about Malawi and AIDS that's going on there, and I was curious to watch it because that's where me and Elisa are going to be going to Malawi. And it's pretty cool actually because the lady for the organization that we're going to be working for, the organization is called Somebody Cares, and her name is Teresa Malila. She was on that documentary, and I thought that was pretty cool, and that would just be something good that I could tell people about, so that they would just feel like what we're doing is a little bit more legitimate. But anyways, when I was watching that video, Madonna actually was talking, and she said something about the difference between us and the Africans, and it reminded me of a conversation I had had with my brother and my dad on just last week when we were on vacation. We spent a week in a cottage together, and we were talking, and the topic came up about we help out the Africans so much, and we do so much for them, and they would be lost without us. And some of the points that were raised in that conversation were really good, and that was one side of the argument that we were having, saying that we can't feel like we're doing something wrong with the Africans and other countries when we get involved, because sometimes they don't know what to do on their own, and they need us to survive. And which is, if you look at both sides and look into it a bit, it's a pretty legitimate statement. But then there's the other side of what is actually help and what is actually most important. And in the video, Madonna was saying that who is really better off? Is it us or the Africans? And we say, well, it's us. And then she said, well, if you go down one of the streets in a rich part of the U.S., she was saying in L.A. and Beverly Hills, and she says, and then you go down one of the streets in Malawi, and actually this part of the video was talking about Lilongwe, which is the city where we will be staying. And she says, if you go down the street in Lilongwe, you'll see joy in people. You'll see happiness. You'll see community. And you'll see that they have a sense of belonging that comes from each other, and a wealth of community and family and a different appreciation of life than we do. And then you go down that street in Beverly Hills and you look at people and you don't see that same friendship. You don't see that same love or joy for life that you would over in Malawi, where there's, in Malawi, tons of tangible suffering, practical things that they need that they don't have, and they're suffering, health-wise from day after day with different things. And yet, who really has the best scenario going on? In the rich parts, North America, sure, we've got a lot of things. Nobody talks to each other. People aren't happy. That's why there's such drug abuse, and families are torn apart. People become hermits, or just feel that they need to consume and be selfish. And you don't see people helping each other out and going around with a big smile on their faces. So when we talk about Africa, we need to stop looking down on them and thinking, that they owe us so much for helping them, and that they would be nowhere without us. Because they have something that we don't have, and we have something that they don't have. And we need to help each other out. We have the wealth of money, we have the education, but they have the wealth of living and community. And I really believe that if we can understand that concept, then we can help each other out, and we wouldn't feel like, they're benefiting so much for us, but what are we getting from them? Or we wouldn't feel like they don't deserve our help, or that they're nowhere without us, that they wouldn't survive without us. We have something that they can use. They have something that we can use. Why don't we use what we have to help others, and realize that they have things that they can help us with as well?